Better to eat a jelly donut than nothing. There we go. I said it. You can have a jelly donut and don't even feel bad or guilty about it. Hi, I'm Georgia Dow and I'm a licensed psychotherapist. And right now we're going to go through the 5 first tips on how to treat anxiety. So we're going to go through the basics. If you're not doing these, do them. Try them out. And they do work. And this is where we start from. This is our foundation with how to be able to treat anxiety. If you haven't already gone through what is anxiety, well, check out my last video on that, then head back on over here. So number 1, it's the big E word. No one wants it, but you have to do it. It really does work, and it's probably the last thing that you want to hear me say, but I'm going to say it anyways. Exercise. Exercise. You need to exercise, and if possible, daily. But I'm not talking you have to run a marathon. I'm talking like 5 to 30 minutes of cardio. The cardio is actually good because it burns off your system, so you burn through that extra adrenaline that's there. Plus, it tells your body after you're done the exercise, you are feeling more relaxed because I've survived the tiger run. I'm still here. So your body sends out these happy, wonderful, fun endorphins that keep us feeling better. Now, I usually say to people if they're starting off, do 5 to 15 minutes 4 times a week. That'll take about 3 weeks before you even feel much of an effect. You'll feel an effect like right away while you're doing it and maybe a little bit after. Some people are just angry and send me angry messages. I'm exercising and I hate it, Georgia, which would be hilarious for you to send in the comments below because you're not alone. It's the last thing I want to do when I'm feeling anxious, but it's probably the one thing that I should be doing when I'm anxious too. The next one, this one's also really tough. Sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? And some people don't even understand, why does sleep even affect your levels of anxiety? Well, and we'll do a whole video on sleep, but sleep is the time when your brain goes through your brain's laundry. So it's consolidating memories that you want to keep and getting rid of memories that you don't need. So it's almost like, your drawers are nice and neat after you've had a good night's sleep. Also, it's restorative. That's the time when our brain does, 1, cleans up all that brain poop. Brain poop is bad. We actually need to go through a cleanse, and that happens mostly at night or when we're under very little stress and very relaxed. But that beta amyloid plaque is building up in your brain. It's your brain's refuse. And let's just say it, no one wants brain poop, so get rid of it, get a good night's sleep. If you can't do it for you, do it for your brain. And it allows us to have more emotional control. So when we're feeling calm and rested, then we're less anxious and less upset because things must be good and safe if we're able to sleep through the night. Disrupted sleep is a signal to the brain that things are not okay. And that's why worrying is really bad. Don't do worrying while you're sleeping. If it's not important enough to worry about during the daytime, then don't do it at night. What's the one job when you're going to sleep? To sleep. So do that. Let your brain know. I'll go through all kinds of tips and techniques, but really, give yourself mind games that are calm and relaxing. My favorite one is the alphabet game. I'll go through it, but it's just pretty much you do the ABC, try to find the letters of the alphabet to a situation. Say, underwater creatures, and start with the letter A, abalone, B, barracuda, C. And when my eyes go up, that means I'm using up more brain power. So give your brain something to do that's not too stressful and try to hit 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep. Getting too much sleep over 10 hours, probably not good for you either. The next one, also hard, is eat well. Our body needs fuel. If you're not giving your body the building blocks to be able to keep us feeling okay, not great for our body. Remember, starvation, lacking of nutrients was really detrimental to us and one of the leading causes of wiping us out. So are you eating enough? Also, starving yourself and then eating and then starving yourself causes our blood sugar levels to go up and down, which is really unpleasant for our system. So if the only thing you'll eat in the morning is a jelly donut, better to eat a jelly donut than nothing. There we go. I said it. You can have a jelly donut and don't even feel bad or guilty about it. But try to keep your blood sugar levels even and be aware of if caffeine causes a spike or too much sugar causes a spike in your mood. It does. It changes who we are, but it affects everyone differently. So be aware. Try to eat little tiny meals forage through the day so you're not starving. And for some people, when they're stressed, they eat. They find that that's soothing, that's love to them. And some people, when they're stressed, they don't eat at all. Neither of those situations are great. So monitor what you're putting in your body and its effect on you. The next one is laughter. Laughter is so very healing because it says that things are safe. We can only laugh and smile and dance and be silly when times are okay. It also releases a whole bunch of those great neurotransmitters and endorphins into our body. We feel better after a good laugh. It also reduces stress, and feelings of depression. So it releases that dopamine that motivates us. So trying to find people that, make you laugh, or watching a video that makes you laugh and that you enjoy. It's sometimes really hard to do when we're at high levels of stress because our brains are turned off to being able to experience joy at times, but even a little bit, because I understand that sometimes when you're anxious, even the things that used to bring you joy may not. But we want to try to do as much as we can, because even if it activates those neurons a little bit, that's good for them. And remember, neurons that fire more want to fire more, and neurons that fire together will wire together. And so you're increasing that happiness center, even though you may not notice it right away. This one's kind of interesting, the contagion effect. Sometimes that anxiety that you're feeling isn't yours. It's Bob, because, the saber-toothed tiger, he's a little bit upset about that. So I'm not trying to begrudge. It's not you, Bob. It's just a name. I'm sorry. But sometimes it's those around you. Remember those groundhogs, right? If one groundhog senses danger, all the rest of them are like, well, if they sense danger, maybe I should be sensing danger too. Maybe they know something I don't know. And so whatever is the strongest feeling in the household will take over that household, or the business, or those that you hang around with. So we need to be very cognizant of who are you hanging with and what is their effect upon you and your effect on them. So remember, we're all like little tiny pebbles in a pool of water, and we have an effect on everyone else, even though we don't mean to. So try to hang around with people that make you feel lighter and calmer and happier, because yes, it leaves an imprint on your brain. We're quite strong to mimicry. We don't want to believe that, but we are mimics by nature, especially children. So your children are going to have a great effect of when you're not in a good place. So if you're not in a good place and then your kids are kind of acting up or being upset, you have to ask the question, it might be me. And it could be vice versa as well. So pay attention to what is your effect on the household. And I usually ask people, I'm like, how much fun are you to live with? If you're not sure, or the answer is not much fun, maybe we need to work on that too. But pay attention to those that you're hanging around with. If you're hanging around with a soul sucker, those people that just suck all the happiness out of the room, maybe try to mitigate that. Do a little less of that, because it does have a huge effect on you. And when you're already in a bad place, if you can avoid that meeting with the person that you can't deal with, maybe you should. So those are the 5 first tips on how to deal with anxiety. We will go on with other tips as we go through with this, but start with those and let me know how it works out. And if you're doing all 5 already, awesome, keep it up. But if you're not, try it out and let me know your experience with it, even if it's horrible. That's okay. So if you like this video, hit like and subscribe, share with others if you think that it'll be helpful with them, and we'll continue this journey together.